Hey, are you ready to manifest some bliss for the year 2022? If you are, here we go. I'm Shelly Rissazabal, and I am the creator of Manifest Your Bliss podcast with Shelly. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe here to the YouTube channel, but also go to iTunes or Google or Anchor or Spotify, wherever it is that you listen to podcasts, and find Manifest Your Bliss with Shelly. That's what it looks like. And subscribe, and please listen to episode 87, because that is the first episode of season 3 and the first episode of 2022. And I share some great tips on how to begin your year and make it great. And this whole year, the podcast is going to be all about tips on how to manifest bliss for the 2022. I'm actually going to write my next book, which is This Is Your Year to Manifest Your Bliss. And I'm going to use the platform of this podcast to create my next book. So you get to participate in the writing of the new book. So in the podcast, listen to it. It's not very long. I share about some techniques of what I do to start the new year. And, I love the idea of a fresh new year. There's just something about this, time to say a new year is over and a new year is beginning. I have a fresh, clean slate. By the way, I love whiteboards, and we may use the whiteboard today. But I love the fact that we can take the time through the holidays to kind of relax and enjoy the end of a year. And then what I like to do really on New Year's Day is to review the year before. And I walk you through that process on the podcast, so I don't want to spend a lot of time doing that. But it's really important to do that because you kind of need to, see what you accomplished for the year, how close you got to achieving your goals and your dreams, and maybe even evaluate. So a great way to do that is again through your phone. I love to do it. You can do it through your calendar, but I love to do it through my photos, because if you go through your photos of the year, you get these vivid memories of everything that happened for the year. If you're like me, I take lots of pictures, but it really gives you a chance to, review your year and celebrate the wins and realize that there was some contrast and what you learned from that, and really how you made adjustments and you pivoted through the year. And I'm telling you, just do it. And it's a great way to kind of clean up your photos too, and delete the bad ones and do the year, and you do it all at the same time. So once you've done that, what I like to do now is see where I am in my life today on New Year's Day, and start thinking about where I want to go with my life. And so one way that you could do this, and I have done this thing called a balance wheel for I don't know how long. I mean, I've had this little form that I will put somewhere that on my website where you can download this, but you don't have to have this form. It's just kind of nice, but it's called the Wheel of Balance. And basically what it allows you to do very quickly is kind of see where I am today in all the areas that are in my life that are important to me. And so first you kind of have to think about what are the areas of my life that are important to me. And I share where I think for most people, there's about 5 or 6 areas that they consider, important to them. And typically, and so basically I'll share that first. What you can do is you can literally just take a piece of paper and draw a circle on the paper. And then on the outside of the circle, you write the areas, and you kind of draw some lines, almost like a bicycle wheel, and you kind of divide up the wheel, if you will. And at the top, I've written all the different areas, and I'm going to share those with you. I typically think that for most people, what's important to them is usually finances, their money, where they are right now, You can look at your bank account, you can look at your investments, look at your savings, and basically what you're going to do is rate all of those areas where you are. And on the wheel, if you do the wheel, you don't have to do a wheel. You could just write them out and write from 0 to 10 where you are. 0 being it's like really, really bad, and 10 up here is really, really good. And you basically just say, in my life, where do I rate it? So you would draw a little dot wherever you are in the wheel in that area of your life. And so what we're going to do is do all the areas. The next area would be your health and fitness. And you think about where I am right now with my health. If you're in excellent health, then put a 10. If you are in pain and you're overweight and you're nowhere near where you want to be, then put a 0, And remember, this is just for you. No one else is going to see this, so be completely honest with yourself and put it. And it's not judging. You're not saying, "Oh, I'm, not in good health. I'm embarrassed." It's not judging. It's just being real, because you're going to be able to see your life today from a bird's eye view. And so, like I said, health and fitness is next. Then I usually do relationships. Now, on the relationship portion of the wheel, you might want to break that into different categories of relationships. Like you might want to say, where is my romance, right? Write that down and then draw another line. Maybe your family, your kids, maybe your friends, however many relationship categories you would like to rate, then go ahead and break that down. And once again, put a dot to wherever you are in that area of your life. And then next I have work and career. How are you doing in that area of your life? Are you happy with your business or your job? Are you thinking of making a change? Rate where you are. And then I also added spirituality. Is there some area in that you want to improve on? Go ahead and write that down. Maybe you wanted to meditate every day and that didn't happen. Maybe you wanted to go to church, and you go ahead and write where you are today. Because I keep saying today, because you could do this wheel a month from now and it may be completely different. And then I also added recreation or fun, adventure, travel, whatever you want to call it, right where you are. And so now basically you're just kind of looking at the wheel, and you can quickly say, where in your life are things going well, maybe 8 to 10. And you might want to say, wow, in that area of my life is going well. I can maybe put that on autopilot for a while. But my health is not so great. I need to focus on that. I'm going to zoom in there and decide to make some changes or add more effort, action to that area of my life. And so you can evaluate that. And then what I've done is at the bottom, I've added all the areas. And then what I would encourage you to do is write a couple goals that you want to accomplish in the next few months, or certainly within this year, of each area of your life, and what you want to work on, or the goals that you have in those areas. So it's really simple, and it's a great way to just kind of say, here's where I am now, and in your mind decide this is where I want to go. And it's a way you're not making resolutions, you're actually setting solid goals of how you want to improve your life. And if you're going to manifest bliss, then you certainly want to begin today. And this is a great way to start. So I appreciate that you have found the YouTube channel. So subscribe. Definitely subscribe to the podcast. Join me on social media. And I will be back again next week with another video and podcast for Manifest Your Bliss. Make today your best day ever, and I will see you again really soon.